There is something dangerous that is upon us. The greatest is, I heard when the prayer was made about the release of our Archbishop, retired Archbishop, who was weeks. In 2009, my 78-year-old father was kidnapped. After dinner, I went to his house in the village here. Before then, that same year, Tony Mas, the popular Tony Mas, was kidnapped. I think the next year, Poco Bros, and then...
Thanks so much. I'm your brother, Great, and I welcome you to Apostolic Insight. In this video, we are looking at how Soludo have resorted to cheap blackmail when the issue at stake has to do with insecurity in Anambra State. He is trying to blackmail past administrations. He is even making effort to see how he can drag in P2B into that. That's why he's telling us how his father was kidnapped in 2009, and in 2010 there were 2 other cases of kidnapping, and that kidnapping have continued. So he is telling us kidnapping did not start with his administration. Nobody said kidnapping started with Soludo's administration. But Anambra have never had it so bad under the watch of Chukwuma Soludo. That's just what people are pointing out. Anambra have never had it so bad under the watch of Chukwuma Soludo. So trying to blackmail past administration will not solve the problem of Chukwuma Soludo. He then moved on to see how he can blackmail the church leadership, asking them to do performance evaluation. What have they achieved? He challenged the primate of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion. If you say you have up to 20 million members, how many of them are still there? He told them how idolatry is taking over the land. Our youths are moving into idolatry in large number, telling them they should be able to assess how many people gave their life to Christ within the year. Soludo was making effort to tell them, you people are the cause of the problem, or you are failure, or your performance have been so poor, and that accounts to the youth restiveness or to the insecurity we have in our land. It is unfortunate. We'll address that later on.
This growing religion today is idolatry. It's on the upsurge, massive ascendancy, and those populating it are the Christians. Every community now, there is a massive resurgence. In other words, since this is a moment of retreat, that the leadership of the Church of Nigeria must pose that kind of question. It's a time for introspection. A life unexamined is not worth living. At this point, you must be able to re-examine your purpose. Are we still serving the purpose? Have our ways become in conflict with the purpose? Distinction that the people themselves see through it and they think this is all a joke and they are living.
He moved on to blackmail the people by telling the Anambra people that a group of people came. They said they were going to grant them freedom. They said they were doing this, and they will attack policemen and attack soldiers at the checkpoint, and people were excited about what they were doing, but they did not ask themselves, those people living in the bush, those people that will attack and run into the bush, how are they feeding themselves? How have they been taken care of? He's explaining that those people, who claim to be out there to grant the people freedom, are the people behind the kidnapping. They are the people behind the insecurity in Anambra State. They are the people, those people you were celebrating. So you can see the level of attack the governor have resorted to.
They think you are the problem. The church is the problem, is the only institution standing between them and taking over the entire society. And I leave a message with you. When they were coming, they started off with a narrative in the southeast. We are here to liberate you. The Fulanis are in the forests and everywhere about to envelop you. They will go to the checkpoints, kill the police, kill the soldiers, take over their AK-47, and people will tacitly inside be happy.
But I do not blame the governor. You see, in our ideal situation, the church was supposed to educate the governor that the failure of the political class, his own failure, contributed greatly to the insecurity in Anambra State. If you need stability in a land, what you need to do is to create jobs. People must be gainfully employed. People must have means of livelihood. And if you want to create jobs, you need investment. Investors must come into your country. Governments should not be the employers of labor. You must labor to attract foreign direct investment. To achieve that, what you need is enthronement of rule of law, transparency and accountability in governance. Good governance has to do with enthronement of rule of law, transparency and accountability. That was what will lay the solid foundation for development governance. It is not the church or the people that will do that for you. It is not past administration that will do it for a government in power. If you enthrone rule of law, investors will come in. Investment will flow. Companies will abound. Unemployment will gradually begin to reduce as people are getting jobs. And as that goes on, youth restiveness will reduce. Youth's involvement in crime will also reduce. So, the ball stops in his court. He is the person that should be held responsible. All the promises he's made to the people of Anambra State, none is in place. So, Soludo should not adopt the blame game. He should settle down and do his work. People are saying this insecurity is just something the political class want to use for cheap political gain. Okonjo-Iweala talked about how they weaponize insecurity. People are saying this insecurity may just water the ground to make the governor's re-election something that will just come so easily without any challenge. By the grace of God, it will not work. So let the people be strong and speak up and let the governor know he is to be held responsible for insecurity in Anambra State. It's not the people or the church or past administration. Anambra was the safest state, the most peaceful state, the most investors-friendly state under P2B as governor. P2B is still there to be consulted. Soludo should humble himself and go to P2B and use his template to enthrone security in Anambra State so that investors will come into Anambra State. This is what he should do immediately and stop this blame game. Let us share this video and let us subscribe to this channel for the common good of all.